What's up, everybody? Hey, for all of you that's been tuning in to Conversations with Jason Glaze podcast, thank you so much for your support, your feedback. Been getting some really cool feedback. I love doing it. I love having these conversations. We got some amazing conversations coming up with some really cool people, but we are not having one this week, and here's why. Let's see. Today is Tuesday. I came in here Friday morning, and the water heater busted and flooded the office. One side got hit harder than the other. I'm in my office now, and it didn't get hit that hard, but where the studio is, yeah, it got swamped. So waiting on insurance adjusters to call landlords and all that good stuff. I don't know. It's chaos. So anyway, I thought I would jump on here. Today's Tuesday. Tuesday is content day for me. I don't counsel, so I thought I'd just jump on here and talk about something real quick. Let's talk about something that we all deal with from time to time. Let's talk about anger. Again, anger is something everybody deals with. Some deal with it way worse than others. Some people got a pretty good grip on it. Some not so much. I've struggled with it myself over the course of my life, still do from time to time. I'm still learning myself, but I just want to share a couple of key things that I've learned about anger, again, in my own personal life, but especially, journeying with people in a counseling setting for the last 20 something years. So the first thing about anger that's really important to understand is anger is a secondary emotion. It's not a primary emotion. It's not the emotion that comes first. There's always an emotion that comes before the emotion of anger. Let's just take one emotion. Let's say hurt. All right. And that is the primary emotion that comes before anger. But let's say someone gets hurt by someone else. That emotion of hurt could stay, trapped inside for a day, week, month, year, and then it morphs over into anger. With some people, they don't even remember feeling the hurt. It's boom, boom. It's that fast. All they know is they're just angry right now. If that's you, if it just goes straight to anger really, really fast, and it's not that, the primary emotion settles around for a day or a week before you get angry, you just automatically get angry. Your emotional tank's probably full, not in a good way. You've probably got a lot of unresolved emotions buried, and you just don't have room for hurt. And so when hurt does come in, it's like these doors fly open really quick, and the only emotion that comes out is anger. So even if you don't remember feeling the primary emotion, which let's say it's hurt, I promise you did. It was not immediate anger. Most Christians, when you start talking to them about anger, they automatically go to, well, Jesus got angry, Jesus turned the tables over in the temple and all that. I get it. Yep. There's a place for righteous anger. But we're a counseling office. People that come in here, they're not dealing with righteous anger. The anger they're dealing with, they've messed up some relationships. I've seen jobs lost because of anger, relationship with kids, spouses, all that. So most people, they're not dealing with righteous anger. They're dealing with anger that's coming from somewhere else. So again, if you're the type of person who just gets angry super fast, there's probably some unresolved things in there. And it may not be deep childhood wounds you haven't dealt with. It may just be, something from a month ago that you haven't really processed and dealt with yet. So I'd encourage you to go talk to somebody, whether it's a counselor, coach, friend, pastor, whatever. Just go talk about what that real thing is. So, here's another point I wanted to make. I don't know if women deal with this, but I know some men do, because I dealt with this when the kids were little. Sometimes it's not hurt that comes first. Sometimes it's fear. I remember one time, I can't remember which son it was, whether it was Reed or Will, but 7, 8, 9 years old, something like that, riding their scooter in the driveway. And I mean, crashed hard. From where I was sitting, it looked like a bad one. So I'm scared to death. I go running over there to them. And once I see that they're okay, I get angry. I'm like, who does that? Is what I was thinking. Like, who does this? What parent gets angry when their kid gets hurt? So I had to back up and say, okay, what was I feeling before I got angry? It was fear. I was scared. I was afraid that they were hurt. So it's not always hurt. Sometimes it can be fear, shame. It may not even be something that was done to you. It may be something that you've done and now you've got shame, and that shame is unresolved. And when that shame gets triggered, you get angry. Again, anger is not the primary emotion in that situation. Shame is. It could be guilt. It could be so many different things, but you just really need to understand that when you feel anger, that's not the primary emotion. Here's why that's important. Yeah, you can get honest and say, I'm angry right now. And that's good. It's good to be honest about your anger. But if you want to get brutally honest, you're going to find out what came before anger, and you're going to feel that and communicate that. Now, why don't we want to do that? It's easy. Anger feels powerful. Anger feels like it gives us the upper hand. If we back up and we get brutally honest and feel the real emotion of hurt, and we communicate that, that feels weak and vulnerable. And we don't want to do that, because now it feels like the other person has the upper hand. So that's why we go to anger, right? That's why we have those conversations, those arguments in our head that we always win. You've never lost a conversation or you've never lost an argument that you have with somebody in your own head. You win those every single time, because that person that you're arguing with in your head, they hurt you at some point, but you don't want to feel that hurt. That feels weak. That feels vulnerable. You want to feel that anger. And when you start stewing in that anger in your head, a lot of scientists and doctors say that it actually lights up the same receptors as cocaine. It can actually feel like a high. So yeah, the anger feels powerful. That's why we would rather feel the anger than the real emotion, whether it's hurt or whatever it is. But it's really important that we have that honest conversation. Here's why. If we have a conversation in anger, I'm just going to get honest with you right now. I'm extremely angry, and we're expressing that anger. There's only two responses you can get there: either fear or caution, or more anger. You're going to response out of anger. You're going to get their response of anger. Neither one of those are productive. I'm sure somebody can make a case of where having a angry conversation can be productive, but in my experience, it's extremely rare. But I do know that if we start talking on a heart level, and we start talking about the primary emotion, the real emotion of hurt, or whatever the primary emotion is, then we can start getting somewhere. We can start building some bridges. We can start making peace when we get brutally honest about what we're feeling. So if you tend to struggle with anger, just give that a try. The next time you get angry, or if you're angry right now, like if you've been angry for a while, back up and see what you're really feeling. Sit in that, process that, talk about that, feel that. If it's hurt, then there's some forgiveness that needs to be done. There's some forgiveness that needs to be done. And again, this could be stuff from your childhood, 30, 40 years ago, or it could be something from last month. But there's some forgiveness that needs to happen. So again, if you struggle with anger, I get it. I've been there. I'm not trying to beat you up, but I just really want to encourage you to take a step back, get honest, get brutally honest about what are you really feeling. Hope this video helps. If so, like it, drop a comment. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do so. See y'all next time.